All right. Hey everybody, how are you doing today? So today I'm going to be talking to you and showing you how to tie two simple fishing knots. And I'm coming to you today because I didn't know. Now it just becomes a second to nature, I guess you can say. I know it like the back of my hand, and I use these two knots all the time, almost for every single thing I do. And when I first started, I had no idea. I would be casting lures out into the pond and I'd lose it. Wasn't tied right. It just flew off. Or I would lose it on a strike if it didn't fall off in cast. The fish would yank it off because it wasn't tied right. And there's no reason why we need to be losing baits because we don't know how to tie something, which is why we're here today. I always had somebody tie mine. You know, I didn't just know. I always had somebody tie mine growing up, so I had no idea, you know? So I'm going to show you today so you don't toss your rod, or, well, not your rod, your lure. Please don't throw your rod in the water. That would definitely not be good. But yeah, so I'm going to show you how to tie something properly, at least, so you don't lose money or throw your money, cash your money away, because no one wants to do that. No one wants to have to go and buy something brand new and lose it within like 5 minutes. So I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna show you guys how to tie something so you're not just throwing away money. See you in there. Okay, now that we're in here, I'm going to be showing you guys how to tie onto this Googan Squad Mini crankbait. I'm not sure the actual name, I forgot. Does it actually say it on here? No, it doesn't actually. I do love this feature though. It actually tells you like the depth wise, so you know. But that's not the point of this video. So anyways, how to tie these two simple knots so you don't lose your baits. So we're going to take our string here. If I can pick it up. I ain't got nails. Hold on. Ugh. There we go. Okay, take our string, right? That's the end of it there. So what you're not going to want to do is to go through your loop and tie it like you would normally tie it. You know, you make the loop around and you just stick the line through. You know, you don't want to do something like that. You know, that's how you would basically tie a shoe, and you don't want to do that because the knot is very weak and it will slip and it will fall. Don't mind my ugly fingernails, I just noticed that. So anyways, we're going to tie a knot that's similar to that, but it's not exactly like that. So you want to take your line. Oh, get off of here. It's tangled up. Ow, it's very sharp. Googans make sure they have nice sharp hooks when they come. Put that out of the way for a second. So take your line and you'll make a big loop with it, right? Big loop. This is just for demonstration. You don't really need a giant loop, but you understand the point here. So you're gonna make that loop, come down to a point like that, all right? And you're gonna wanna stick it through the eye of your bait. Let's see here if I can get it. It's been tied on before. There's a little bit of excess on there, so I got it before. There we go. So once you get that through there, it will look like that. All right, look like that. So you got your loop here, your excess on this side, excess there. It'll look like that, and it'll just, you know, you can free flow it in both directions. So after this, you're gonna take both ends like so, and you're gonna want to now tie it like you would normally tie it, right? So take this here, your loop, after you cross it over, pinch them, take that loop and come through that hole All right, come through the hole like you normally would. So now it looks like that. You got your loop and your excess on one side, and this is after it's gone through the hole. You can pull it, but don't tighten it all the way, but pull it where you got a little bit of slack there still. Open up your loop end, and you're gonna wanna take it and loop it around the bait. All right, go around the hooks there, loop it all the way around the bait. So now everything is back around, right? So you're still holding your slack. Hold your slack that whole time, okay? Forgot to tell you that. Hold your slack. So now, all you did was tie a simple knot, and that loop looped it all the way around, all right? So now, you're gonna wanna hold this to where it doesn't loop back around the bait, because you don't want that to happen. And you can take your slack, or you can take your main line, because eventually you have to do both. So just grab either of them and pull it. Just pull it, pull it. All right. Notice how it's taking that loop. Takes it, and you can cinch it. And now, this is why I said we got to pull both ends. See, ooh, if it wants to focus there. You see we still have that little bit of leftover right there. That little bit of leftover is on the main line, so you want to take that. Don't wrap your hands around it because you'll kink your line. You just pull that. Try and, oh, okay, for demonstration. There we go, that's fine. You can do that. It's not going to tangle your line. There you go. So now you are tied. So what I mean, when you pull it, it'll kink up sometimes. You got to be real careful when you go to pull it. You don't want it to kink. So that is how you tie the first one. Comment the names if you know the names of these knots. I'm not sure. I think it's a polymer knot. I think. Let's see if it'll focus on the actual knot, if I can get it to focus. It's probably just gonna focus there. There you go, you can kind of see it there. But it's not your basic knot. And you can sit here now, and for demonstration I'm gonna do this, you know, and pull on it. It's not coming off of there. It's, as I said, it's not your simple knot, you know. So that is the first knot that we are going to use. And I use this one mostly for everything. The other one I use in salt water. I feel like it works better in salt water whenever I go out to the beach and whatnot. So I will show you that one next. So let's go ahead and we will cut this off. If I can get it, there we go. Don't have my scissors on me. They're actually in the van, which the wife has, because she's at work. Pinch that off of there. All right, clean. Get that off. Get some more line out so we can do this. All right, so I'm gonna tie it onto this again. So for this one, you're gonna take your line, you're gonna stick it through that eye, right there. Stick it through. So now we have a singular line that goes through it. Pull it through, and take that line after you pull it through and line it up like that, like so. You want to run it right back up the line. So after you do that, you're gonna want to wrap it around. I like to make a little hole down here on the bottom. I pinch it, oh, if it'll show right, there we go. Pinch it there.
Dad,
So, yes, baby.
I want A for Abby.
You wanna watch A for Adley? In a minute, okay? I'll put it on in just a minute. So, once you pinch it and you have that hole, take your line, and I like to wrap it at least 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So So now you've wrapped it 5 times around your line there. You want to take your excess and stick it straight through that hole that you have pinched on the bottom, right? You want to pull that through, and your line is going to curl. Try and keep that straight. So you grab both ends and you pull them. You hold this one, pull your slack. Pull it, pull it, pull it. Okay. Now, oh, I'm hooked. Okay, there we go. So you're still holding on to your slack. That's what it looks like right now. There you go, you can see it inside the shadow there. So what you're gonna wanna do is take your excess. You can cinch it down right now and it would be fine, but I like to add a little extra to it if I can get it to sit still. There we go. And should be a loop somewhere. Sometimes it moves. It's in different locations depending how you tie it. So right now, if it would sit still for me, please. You're gonna take that excess and stick it through top loop, like so. Yep, that's through. And then pull it back up through, and then you just take your excess and cinch it down.
What are you doing?
And now you're tied. Oh, I don't know why there's a little knot there, or a little loop. It should not be a loop. That should be all the way down, but it'll still work all the same. Does not matter. It will work the same, and it is cinched. You can pull on that, and it is not going to come loose. Demonstration, I will wrap my hands around it so you can see. I'm pulling. It is not coming loose. As I said, normally it should be all the way down. I guess I made a little bit of it. Uh-oh. But it will work all the same. It does not matter if that is there. So this one, I don't know the name of it. It's just one that I looked up and have used. But it works all the same. So those are the 2 knots that I use, and hopefully you can use. Feel free to rewind and rewatch if you missed anything, or if you feel I didn't do that great. Alrighty guys, I hope y'all enjoyed that as much as I did. I really hope I brought somebody some information so they're not casting money away. I really hope that someone can take something out of this, and maybe they can show their younger siblings, or maybe the younger sibling can show the older sibling or something like that, you know? There's always the younger generation that's getting into this, and I really hope that I can help them out as well. So yeah, I hope everyone's enjoyed, and y'all have a blessed day.